it together? Hey y'all, and this is your girl Meada Mars, and I'm coming to you with a goddamn story time. Because as any good meta moment, story times are a part of it. Because I definitely got a boatload of freaking stories to tell y'all, but this one I felt like I should put out there as a cautionary tale for people out there who are looking to make new friends, especially when you get older and you're trying to broaden your horizons, and you need a little diversity within your friends group. Because don't get me wrong, I love my friends. My bitches is it. Like, don't get they it. But sometimes they don't always have time for your girl. So I gotta find things with my time whenever I can't go run up in my friend's house and harass the crap out of her unnecessarily. So there was this not too long back. I'm not gonna show names because baby, when I tell you the story, like I'm gonna be like, serious? You serious? Like, yeah, it's one of those like. So okay. So a while back, I used to work a lot. Like, most people know that I used to really be like pounding the workforce concrete out here. But the thing is, as I was doing that, my schedule never really matched up with the time frames that I could be with my friends that I've known for years. Like, it would just never work out. So I would normally be like really bored and trying to just get into things, right? So of course, another one of my best friends is my child's father. Like, so he, used to be the one that was able to, like, his schedule seemed to match up to where he was always being able to meet new people and be out there and stuff like that. So long story short, and that's like, let's get to the meat and the potatoes. One day we were sitting in the house and we're conversing, and he's like, oh, because what should we call that? We gonna call them Voldemort and Bellatrix. Baby, when I tell you they was off the hook, so he was like, yeah, we always used to hang in the projects, used to be in a handball courts and used to be chilling and everything. And then he's like, and I'm like, yeah, we used to be back there. I used to be chilling. We used to be, we used to do our little thing, to take a little partake in and, cannabis and cannonball back there, and then playing some ball and shooting the breeze and whatever, He's like, yeah, I ran into, Voldemort. and I'm like, he should not be named. He's like, yeah, and it's funny that he brought up, because, I've been looking for somebody to, like, chill with, get back into his game aspect. It's something I know, or may not know. Like, my son's father is a fan of card playing. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, you put the card playing in your mind, like, I don't want to throw it out there. But the specific card playing, like, that he liked to play was Yu-Gi-Oh, right? And it's a very mind-boggling kind of game. Like, I couldn't really get into it because, like, as you know, I was not that kind of girl. Like, I mean, I played games, but that game worked it worked too many fun, too low and deep parts in your mind. I keep up. But anyway, so I'm like, oh, that's cool. You found somebody that you can, like, play cards with, chill out, y'all still can vibe like that. He's like, yeah. He said he also has a kid that's, around my son's age. And, it's great that we could both sit there and chill. And when we, chill and whatnot, we can, I can be an adult while my kids being able to have a play date. Because, my child doesn't really have anything to interact with at his age. Like, so it was very hard at that time frame. So it was just like, it was very relieving to be like, okay, my son can actually have a play date. And, and then also my son's father, he can also be able to, be an adult too. Like, have people to engage with other than just our child. So, and on this level that he wants to, engage on. So I was like, oh, that's cool. He's like, yeah. And he also, has a spouse, her name is Bellatrix or whatever, right? He said, maybe you should come by and meet her. We've been chilling for like the last couple of weeks and stuff like that. And, it's been relatively good. They seem like really good people. Like, why not? I'm like, what? That sounds really good. But, I quote, I'm like, I'm not really looking to be like, make new friends because, like, I'm already cool with the friends I got. Like, and there are enough personalities amongst all of us that it's like, yo, I don't think I can handle another friend right now. Like, right now, I just could not. So he was like, oh, please, like, you can handle, like, we're adults, like, you gotta open up your energy to other new people or whatever. Stop being so closed off and be like, always trying to stick to your day one. So, and he was right. I was definitely very biased when it came to trying to make new friends because I just don't trust people. And as you're going to find out later on in the story, why I don't. So, as we continue to, like, he kept bringing it up, week after week, and I was just like making every freaking excuse in the world to not go because I was like, look, I already been there with like another one of your friends, and it didn't work out. Like, completely shut me down. Like, girlfriend was all like, it was just not it. So, long story short, I finally came, right? And I tried to just come by and get to meet the people he's talking about. I was like, oh my God, they do look exceptionally familiar. Like, I do remember them in the vicinity, and then I guess like an extension of the clique, but we never really engaged with each other, but they were there. Like, other friends of our friends know who these people are. So, y'all will know I ain't making this shit up. So, it was just funny. So then we're just sitting there, and I was just like, okay, cool. We vibed, everything, had a good old day, whatever. And of course, so and so, Voldemort is like, oh, so I don't want to be weird or anything, but I want to like spark up a blunt, like. And I'm like, okay, cool, we smoke weed or whatever, but like, I was like, you know what, I didn't really want to come there to like freeload. I thought there was like a engaging, like, adult engagement, getting to know each other, and then we get potentially, time later on, we, that may come up later on the time. But I was like a little apprehensive, but then also I was like, what the hell, like, like, what is there to care about? And of course, my guard was already down because my son's father was already chilling with them for like so long, and then he was like, never reported like nothing weird and anything like that. So I was like, my guard was down. I'm like, hey, whatever, like, that's what's up, And then he was like, yeah, but just to let you know, like, it's I've been trying out these new strands. I'm not been getting stuff that's been, frequent to our area. Like, I've been, reaching out to new people, new stuff like that, and getting into some new strands to partake. So, like, let me know if it's good stuff. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm looking forward to some new strands too. I'm tired of sour diesel. I'm tired of haze. Like, I'm tired of freaking dessert. Dessert was my thing. Don't get me wrong. I love me some dessert. But anyway, and even chocolate. Like, so I was like, I was just open to the idea. Like, okay, what's the new trend? Be like, I got a little bit of hype. Girl, I was like a goddamn idiot, right? And so I'm like, all right, whatever. And I'm like, oh, this is something, so we light up, we talking, whatever. I'm like, damn, but let me back up a minute. By the way, we have not been partaking. Like, we and my sister, we take breaks. We don't constantly just be all full blown, like, always being lifted. Like, we just don't do that. Like, we got things to do. We got businesses to run. We got stuff on our mind. We got children to raise. Like, we take breaks, just to get some clarity, of our health and everything, assess our bodies and stuff like that. And then, if the time is right or it's, the right move, we particularly partake. So at this moment, my tolerance was nowhere near up. As I tell you, like, at the time frame, my thing was dirt. Like, so my tolerance was not it. Like, it was not it. Like, so, because I didn't need to, because I wasn't really going hard and heavy. So I was like, all right, well, cool, shoot. Like, this is convenient, I get to try out a nice strand. That's not what I've been frequent to, and see how it goes. Like, whatever. So of course, that was hitting. I'm like, damn, like, girlfriend was giggly. Like, let me tell you how it was. This weed is good. Like, what is this? Long story short, it was some shit called Galaxy 25. Like, and I don't know, something along the name of that. Like, y'all got it. Y'all know that strand. Pick that up. It's pretty good. Like, I enjoy it a little too damn much. Just gonna bring it up. Like, I couldn't find it after that. But now you know to why, right? So of course, that one I relatively liked. To the point was like, yo, let me cop some of this off of you. Like, I'm gonna go. So my people's gotta enjoy this because this stuff is pretty cool. Like, I'm like, why not? Like, somebody else gotta be with me on, like, trying new strands and not just going to the block and we always getting the same stuff we get from the same people. And don't get me wrong, shout out to the block work. You guys do your thing, keep making your coins. Like, do what you gotta do. I ain't hating, but like, but I'm saying we gotta diversify. Give me some new shit. Like, but anyway, so as the time moves on and we're chilling or whatever, one red flag started to peek out. This is the first red flag. Let me talk about this first red flag, right? So, as me and my spouse, we're sitting there having, like, what would you call this? Like, it was like play dates. I would bring our son over and he'd play with their kid, and then we would, be adults, having drinks and having conversation. But then I noticed that I was the only one drinking. And I'm just like, okay, well, do you guys maybe, I was trying to be, very, what's the word for it? I'm using the word. I was trying to be accommodating, right? Like, I'm sorry, I noticed that I've been bringing my drinks and I've been drinking with you. Like, would you guys like to have, like, offer drinks? Like, oh, no, I can't drink because, things happen when I drink. And I was like, oh, okay, that's right, because I do know some people who and they drink, and unfortunately when they drink, it's like Jekyll and fucking Hyde. You don't know what's going to happen. It just be over. 0 to 3,000. Like, and I understood that. Like, you know what? So I was like, okay, that's cool. I don't know to like offer you again because as you said, this is a problem for you. You had bad reactions to alcohol, so you just don't do it. So I'm like, all right, cool. That's nothing wrong with that, right? Keeping it going, right? So then, fast forward to one day, me and my spouse, because as we know, even though we partake in certain activities, then we were still avid about our health. Like, we definitely still worked out. We still at the gym. We still were very cordial about our well-being. So, like, well, one day we were working out together, right? Oh, no. Let me back up a little bit. So, my son's father thought it was a great freaking idea. He's like, oh, since we've been cool with these people, why don't you accept them online as your friends on Facebook, right? And I'm like, I looked at him and I'm like, that's kind of weird. And the only reason why he said this is because I've been using my baby father as the scapegoat to be like, oh, well, I need to give me some more stuff. Like, you're going to go get it for me? And, and I really got tired of me trying to run him rampant. So he's like, look, just friend the person online, talk to them on your own. Like, we all know each other. Nothing should be weird. Like, and I'm just like, I was kind of apprehensive because it was like, one, that's not he's a man. And two, like, I don't know how his spouse would feel about me hitting him up without hitting her up. But then, even so, there have been plenty of times in the conversation when we were having these moments where we're going to cop that is like, she's like, yeah, just hit him up directly. But I still was not okay with that because it's like too many cautionary tales that I don't heard about situations where like you hit up the girl man and the girl misinterprets something. And then you're going to understand why, right? So then, of course, my people was like, look, I'm tired of you having me run up and down and go interaction. Like, you need to, you need to do it on your goddamn own. So I was like, all right, that's cool. Why not, right? So I decided to go, and I friended a person online. And, of course, as I'm friending him, I'm friending his spouse as well. The bitch baby girl, you will not catch me. No, I was covering that ass. Like, I'm not playing. Like, so I'm like, look, just let you know, like, I sent your baby father or your man, or whatever the hell you call him. I sent him a request too, and I sent you a request as well. So you know that I'm not doing no sneaky dicky behind your back and whatever. Because bitch, it's funny. You gotta watch. So at the end of the day, so I'm like, all right. She's like, oh, cool, is everything. I prefer that anyway because I don't want to be included in none of that. That transaction in any fucking way. So, that's like, it's cool, right? Bang. So, fast forward back to where we at. So, we working out, right? Me and my baby father, we doing a little press up, little leg lifts, press ups, getting the body right. And, mind you, for us, it's 10 in the morning, right? But for us, that's late for our workout. I'm going to work out, that's late for our workout. We tend to like, I'm going to work out anywhere between 4 in the morning to around like 7, 9 o'clock. So we're working out 10. So it's already a late workout. Mind you, I'm gonna take ownership. The reason why I was a late workout because my ass was hungover. So he was being accommodated even then, but I still could not get out my workout. That was one thing I was not gonna do. My ass was hungover. I still had to do my workout. So it was a late workout, right? So, but it was like, but I think about it logically, it was still relatively early morning, 10 a.m. Like, it was 10 a.m. So of course, I hit a bing. And I'm getting my leg lifts up, get my body right. And I look at my phone because, my phone is hooked up to our speaker that's like playing ground music. So of course, the whole neighborhood hears the goddamn thing. So it's like, if you ain't gonna answer that, everybody know you heard that and you ignored it. So of course, my dumb ass goes. And I pick up the phone and I look at it and it's from Baltimore. And I'm like, okay, it's kind of weird, I normally hit up Baltimore because, when I'm trying to get my stuff. But it's like, okay, this is 10 in the morning. Maybe it's something, along the lines of a play date, probably for our child, something of that nature, kind of weird. But then, of course, I read the message. He's like, oh, I know that, I know it's kind of early and everything, but I was wondering if you might want to come and have some drinks with me. And I'm a little weirded out because I'm like, mind you, I'm not even weirded out. I was talking shit. I ain't even Fred. I was talking shit. Because of course my baby father there. And I'm like, look, that's your little fucking Fred. They say he didn't tell me he don't drink. But here's motherfucker up going to meet 10 o'clock in the motherfucking morning asking if we going to be drinking. I'm like, I said, the nerve people. A lot of people acting fucking funny. But of course, my baby father took that as a joke. We was genuinely just joking. But mind you, I showed my man this. So he's peeped this already. He's already like, yeah, this is kind of weird. Like, it's definitely fucking early in the morning. And even though we chill, we're kind of cool. it's 10 o'clock in the fucking morning. Why are we trying to get drunk 10 o'clock in the motherfucking morning? It's a late workout, but it's too early to be fucking drinking. So any fucking way, so I thought it was hilarious, right? Fast forward a little bit more, right? It's about later, maybe 2 days later. I don't really know the time frame or whatever. But as I go, here comes Bellatrix. Bellatrix is in my DM, like, oh, me and Voldemort just fell out, and I've been, what's the word she said? She says, and I had the suspicion that he's messing with somebody, but I noticed that he's been messaging you, but the messages is deleted. So I want to know what y'all was talking about. Mad smoke, baby. So I'm like, okay, that's weird, because I know I didn't delete no messages, because from the context of what I wrote, there was nothing suspicious like that needed to be deleted. Because I'm saying, and I quote, it's kind of early in the morning, me and my spouse is working out right now, maybe a little bit later in the day, if we could, like, and I mentioned, me and my man was working out. So, like, that I'm with this nigga, he read this conversation, and at the end of the day, there's no iffy sneaky links. There was none of that. There's no sticky links over here. So, I'm confused when she tells me that the message is deleted. Like, okay, so the message is not deleted, right? So, of course, thank God, my fucking brainiac ass decided to show my man so he know what the fuck I wrote back. But, of course, when I go to check the message, guess what? Message is deleted. Message is deleted. Like, why the message is deleted? Like, this is weird. This is very freaking weird. But I'm like, you know what? I'm even having conversations with my spouse right now. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Because, like, I ain't say nothing that was worth deleting or worth trying to hide of, and knowing through each other, I ain't gonna see this nigga anyway. So it's like, what is going on? Like, so of course, I'm hella fucking offended. Because one thing I don't like to be accused of trying to do something that I damn sure was not trying to do. That shit even crossed my mother freaking mind. So I was hella offended. But of course, my spouse, he's a very caring, open, empathetic person. He's like, maybe they're going through something. Maybe you need to consider the fact that maybe he, it was a misunderstanding. And through misunderstandings, you need to be open and receptacle to apologize. And my black ass is like, hell no, I ain't apologize for that. I ain't fucking to do. Like, I ain't do nothing to this girl. I don't know why she's in my motherfucking DMs talking crazy to me. So I'm like, and anyway, I'm getting emotional. But like I was saying, I'm like, I ain't doing nothing to her. Like, what is her problem? Like, and why am I apologizing for him writing me and me declining? Like, it don't make no damn sense. Like, so he's like, no, matter of fact, you need to apologize because you're a goddamn adult, and that's what those do, right? So of course, here we go with the apologies, right? And I'm apologizing, but not only am I apologizing, I'm explaining the shit out of it. Like, I'm hella offended, and I'm sitting here having to apologize for you and your feelings. I'm, reading the shit in. But at the end of the day, I'm not that kind of woman, and I know that that's your man. And no matter what the hell y'all going through, I'm not gonna be trying to jump up in your spot as soon as y'all have a fallout. That shit is rude as fuck, and it's tacky, more or less. I'm paraphrasing. But then, of course, she gave me, girlfriend ain't even had his ass to respond. She gave me a whole thumbs up. Major, it was a motherfucking paragraph worth of explaining that's like me being exceptionally respectful. And all I got was a thumbs up after you was being special. You was being crazy. But I digress. So, of course, me, as soon as that was the red flag of the red fucking flag, I was like, wait a minute. This is kind of weird that all I got is a thumbs up. So, of course, long story short, we get over it, right? Because I apologized, and then even he came, and he's like, oh, we went through something, shit got out of hand. Like I told you, when I drink, stuff, I get a little crazy, I do, aggressive or whatever. So she ain't just hit you up. She hit up every woman in my phone, and she asked them the same thing because, we was just going through emotions or whatever. So I'm like, all right, so cool. I'm just making sure, like, because, I definitely was offended, like, because I don't know how she even could fathom the fact that I was that kind of shit. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some friends out there. You got to watch them bros, because as much as we can be like, oh, you got to watch the hoes, you got to pay the hoes. You got to pay the hoes. So at the end of the day, they're less likely to fuck the hoes than they are to fuck your friend. So I totally understand that, but I was like, No, I gotta watch now. So I was, don't get me wrong, I was still open, still offended, but I let it go, right? Because that was the second red flag. Third motherfucking red flag. So I like to tell you, we sit there chilling one day, you watch TV, you cool or whatever. And I'm like, all right, cool. So, but before that, I had noticed, like, every time that we have been coming to go chill with them, he has been bringing his own weed. But mind you, I'm like, this is the plug. Like, why are you bringing your own weed, right? And I'm like, and if anybody know my spouse, baby boy is hyper attentive. Like, he peeps everything and be on it. But mind you, he don't say nothing unless it's something that's dire. But he be peeping shit. So mind you, stay with me, right? But like I said, like, why you keep bringing the weed, but this is the weed, man? And then when you buy it from me, you make sure you roll it out, so it's kind of weird. So let me tell you something, right? Let me tell you something. So long story short, about a week before that, we had partaked. No, a couple weeks before that, we had partaked. This was just after we had that little tit-tat online, and it was like, I thought this shit was over. So like, we're sitting chilling, we're engaged and everything, we're back to being adults. I shower chilling again, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna roll up, right? I'm like, oh, go ahead, no problem. And he said, yeah, it's my house to roll up. He said, and the issue was the reason why he hasn't rolled up is because he was like, he feels people be wasting weed, like. So he don't like to waste weed, especially if he's on it. He appreciates the fact that we not only are we purchasing it, but we're smoking with you, like, or whatever the case. So he feels like, he's been rolling up and whatever. But this specific time, and let me tell you, this specific time, for some reason, I didn't get the effect of the Galaxy 2525. This shit was on some, I was pretty much damn near emaciated. Like, I couldn't stand, I couldn't respond. Like, I'm dead staggering and shit. Like, my brain was fucking everywhere. Like, it was too heavy. Too fucking heavy. To where it was like, yo, I'm falling asleep. Like, I'm struggling to stay conscious. Mind you, I didn't even work that week. Like, I was off, having vacation. I was chilling on, and like I said, I work out. So, like, I'm used to doing rigorous amounts of work and being able to be comprehensive and still, like, baby, it takes a lot to put me to sleep. That's what I'm trying to say. But for some reason, this skimpy ass blunt got me about to be in motherfucking Lulu land. Like, what? I'm about to be off the motherfucking cracks. So of course, we called it short that day because for some reason, like, I was fucked up. But even so, like, I'll tell you, I remember the process of one week beforehand. And I noticed, like, my baby father, he's smoking, but he just, like, makes his face. And that's why he don't want to smoke no more. And I'm looking at it, like, I was trying to read too much into the face because I'm like, you know what? I always be picking up on shit that ain't really shit. I be reading between the motherfucking lines and even no lines. So I just, like, I try not to be making problems that ain't really fucking problems. So I just let it go, right? Fast forward, right? So, of course, after that time, my baby father, like, yeah, I've been bringing these blunts, y'all be talking about y'all be smoking, but, niggas be acting like they be smoking this weed, but now everybody falling asleep on me. I don't get it. Like, he's like, yeah, because, I'm going to have to go to cops the way this shit be having me fucked up. And I'm looking at him like, he's like, yeah, because that shit had y'all fucked up last time. I'm like, now I'm looking at his ass. Like, how the fuck you? And I'm thinking in my mind, like, why was I the only one fucked up? Because I had to realize, like, bitch, you was the only one still smoking the blunt after a while. And I'm like, all right, like a fucking dummy, like. But here we are now. The twinkles, the little gems is falling out the motherfucking sky, and I'm looking at my baby father like, so nigga, you got something to tell me? Like, you got something to say? Like, what's going on here? And he like, nah, I just peeped some shit. I'm like, what do you mean you peeped some shit? Like, and you wait now to tell me you peeped some shit. So he's like, yeah, because it's funny because everybody, if y'all know a person who's an avid weed smoker, they have their own their designated, way that they roll up or they crunch up their weed or whatever. Some people got grinders, some people got OCD cases, some people got, dollar bills and shit like that. Like, people have their own distinctive. Even some motherfuckers got trays. Like, if you up there in the tiers, like, it's just some people that got their shit, right? So I'm sitting there looking, and I'm like, Baltimore has a specific thing that he rolls up on too. That he said this is his go-to roll up thing, right? So of course, before I was like, yeah, that thing that he claims that he rolls up on, like, that's like specifically for his weed. I'm like, yeah. He said it was funny because, like, I looked over one time while we were smoking, and on that thing, it was like some substance that wasn't some shit that we partake of. So I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? It didn't look like nothing. He said, in his personal opinion, it looked like cocaine. Like pure cocaine, right? And I'm like, and we're hoping that it was, because more so short, we don't partake. Like I said, he don't even drink. All he did at the time frame was smoke weed. And my black ass drink liquor and fucking smoke weed. So, but that was it. Like, but anybody knows about these particular items, they tend to hold the residue of whatever you put onto it on that material. That's why a lot of people don't realize, like, even though they don't catch you with the actual narcotics, them motherfuckers, them police, they will fucking test your scales for the residue. And that's how they got a lot of motherfuckers who think, oh shit, I ain't having it on me, nigga, your scale got the residue. And that's how they got your ass for distribution. But yeah, like I'm saying, so moving on. He said, but when I looked over, he had the weed next to the stuff. And it so happened that normally we don't even look over. He said, baby boy act like he wasn't, like, we weren't, like, he thought, and I'm guessing in his mind, that we wasn't paying attention. My ass wasn't, because I ain't even peeping. But of course, my baby father, he fucking everything. So he just looked like, what are you doing? And he said, and then he got like kind of like a little weary, he got a little like edgy, and then like sniffed it off the fucking thing or whatever, and then act like, and then like proceeded to roll. But we're like, and if it's close enough in the small area that he's using on, any little bit of particles that you did not sniff off could have blown into my goddamn weed, and now we all up in here partaking, even though we don't get down like that. So it was like, and now it got me fucking thinking, because I remember him specifically saying, oh no, I don't even use the same thing for everything. I don't use it for everything. But then, here we go. My man don't look over and beat you, and it's on the same fucking thing that where the weed is at. So it ain't nothing for you trying to be extra sneaky to go flip, mixing the shit in and being extra. Even though we don't even know, because we're sitting here playing the game, watching TV, being totos. And of course, being open fucking friends. And if you ever been on a particular person's page, I'm gonna bring that person. If you ever been on Empress Now page and you ever have one of those conversations, heard of one of those conversations where they're talking about, there being predators in the gaming community, this is like one of those cautionary tales where you gotta be watching, like the people you interact with. If I am to just be transparent on that, because a lot of us think like, oh, we're all gamers, we're into the life, we're into like stuff like that. But there's just that many people that you gotta watch them. You do. You gotta watch their asses because they're predators. And long story short, let me get out of that and continue my little story. So of course, I'm cussing my baby father the fuck out. I'm like, motherfucker, when would you want to tell me? Like, mind you, we now got a motherfucking beef, because I'm like, now my mind's running. Because as much as I don't say, now I'm pinpointing back conversations, situations where shit wasn't right. And I'm just like, but I was trying to be the open motherfucking friend, trying to be open. And now, here we are. And I'm like, you know what? Cool. If you peeped it, and you let the nigga know inadvertently and directly at the same time that you don't get down like that, maybe we don't have no more issues. But let me tell you, shit got even crazier after that. So let me tell you. So of course, you know, I get back into work. I gotta go back to my little 50-hour work week, you know, punching the motherfucking clock, trying to get this point legally. My baby father been chilling. He's like, oh, you know, you've been acting weird. You ain't been stopping by. You've been acting like you're tired. Like, the truth is, I have been tired, but like, and I also been like, that was the third red flag for me. That was like, nah, I can't. It's too iffy. Let me at least forget about the shit. You know, you'll get over whatever I'm feeling, so that I can potentially engage genuinely, as opposed to I'm going in and it's fake as fuck. I don't trust nobody up in the motherfucking room because shit, just too much shit going down, and it don't make the motherfucking sense. And he's like, oh, no. He's like, you're being weird now, whatever. I'm like, you know what? I don't think that's the case. Like, I think I just need to, you know, heal a little bit and then get back to, you know, the shit of it, right? So again, a couple of days later, my baby daddy taking me to work, right? And he's taking me to work. I'm running late and everything. I'm trying to be cute and shit. So I'm like, damn, baby, I gotta leave you. Like, you walking slow. Because everybody know my nigga, he don't like to run. He don't like to do nothing too quick. Because he's loving every minute of his life. Like, he enjoying every second of it. Like, you can't rush him to enjoy his time. You just cannot do that. It's not your place. So, and neither is mine. So, I'm like, look, baby, I have to leave right now because, like, you making me late. Like, I gotta run. Like, you know, so of course, you know, I'm running down the block, trying to catch the bus or whatever, trying to do something. Trying to get ready to go. And here comes Baltimore. Coming down the corner. Mind you, I didn't even see motherfucking Baltimore because Baltimore is like yay motherfucking high. And anybody know me, I ain't seen it. So he first called me and he's like, oh. He's like, oh, what's up? What have you seen in a while? You know, what you was saying? You haven't working, you know, same thing in something right now. I'm gonna work right now, you know, keeping it transparent, like I gotta keep it pushing. He's like, yeah, that's cool and everything. He said, oh, you know, because I've seen the other work you do. Mind you, I haven't revealed D&D to the world for years. Like, I hid D&D for a while because she is that bitch and she don't care. But people don't know how to receive her well, and I want relationships to be genuine and not based off of weird interactions that she picks up on very fucking quickly because that's how she protects herself. But in that moment when he mentions her, she came the fuck out. Because, like, you brought her into this conversation. Now she here. Like, that's the fuck happens. When you bring Danny up, she comes here. She comes out. I'm like, I got nothing. Hey, we gotta fucking deal with it. So then of course I'm like, yeah. He said, because I seen your page or whatever, you know. And I heard loose conversations you and your man having. You know, I was paying attention. You know, he mentioned it. So of course, in my mind, I'm like, how many fathers talking to him about Danny? Like, this is new. I'm gonna have a conversation with this nigga. Like, but anyway, I said, well, and because you know Danny don't give a fuck, she's like, well, I said, well, if that's the case, and you wanna know more about Danny, you gotta touch my man. Just straight off the bat. Like, are you talking to me about it? You gotta touch my man. And he's like, oh no, but I just wanna know, you know, some things, you know, get some more information. Information about what? He's like, oh no, because you know, I know that that's something that y'all do to pay y'all bills and everything, and I understand that, you know, the amount of money that y'all been giving us and stuff like that, you know, through me purchasing his stuff. He's like, you know, it must be really good, you know, good business or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, you know, I do pretty good for myself. Like, we do pretty good for ourselves. You know, I make sure to be we because it's a we thing. And like, so, like, yeah, you know, always engaging with the fact that my stuff is here. Like, you ain't going no motherfucking where. Like, because niggas will get it twisted. And they will sit there and be thinking, like, you doing sneaky links? Or you being sneaky behind somebody's back? Or you doing something like, no. There's transparency over here. I don't know about you, but it's transparency. So he's just like, I said, you know, it's funny that you bring that up because if you want to know more information, actually, I just left him 2 blocks down. You can literally walk 2 blocks down and talk to him. Like, catch him, are you still there? Because the nigga don't walk fast. Like I told you, he ain't move fast for nobody. Like, you can walk up on him sometimes. Like, I mean, he see you coming, but, you know, he walks in the stride. It's really cool. So he's like, he's not rushing over there. So I said, you can run up on him right now. He said, oh, no, but I want to know it from you. I said, I already told you everything you need to know. You didn't ask him. Homeboy wasn't getting it. Because I had to repeat that like 3-4 times. That, you know, my man is over there. You need to go talk to my man about our business. You don't need to be talking to me about that business because that business. I said, you know what? Like I said, I'm running late for work, and I'll be back. You know, let me know how that conversation go with my man. Like, and had to like dead ass walk off on a nigga, like completely like drop conversation and run practically because the nigga was really not trying to sit there and understand that now you're doing too much. Now you come out of late. So of course, you know, later on the day I got to work, I asked him like, yo, did you run into someone's out? Did you walk to Baltimore? Because you know he was definitely asking a lot of questions that you need to answer. That ain't my place to answer that question. Like if Bellatrix asked that question, then me and Bellatrix would have had a conversation. But it wasn't Bellatrix asking that question because me and Bellatrix are friends. And females, cause we can level with each other. But I'm not level with no man. Because when Danny's in tow, it's one of those it's all business. And it's definitely not the interaction that I would like to have. So if you want to learn something, you want to get some information, what are you supposed to do? Ladies, what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? Exactly. So anyway, long story short, let me like I'm crazy. Like, what do you mean? He never came to me. He said I was on that block for at least another half an hour. He said I ran into this. He ran into his other friends, and they was on the block still talking. He said for at least a half an hour. So, you know, they started getting there talking with them games and shit like that. It's nonstop. As anybody know. So I'm like, that's weird. That's really freaking weird. Fast forward to the fifth and the last goddamn red flag that just put this whole thing in the fucking garbage. Now, Bellatrix is in the DMs of my man, right? Bellatrix is there talking about they got themselves a little CPS case because he got a little too high again or too drunk. We don't really know. We don't know. It's allegedly. We don't know. Because I forgot to put the whole alleged part in this. But y'all don't know. All this is supposed to be. Their actions is all allegedly. And they are now having a case. He's been abused. He's trying to kill her. He's trying to do all types of crazy shit. This is what she's telling my man. So, of course, my man, if any woman know, he's very empathetic. He's very empathetic, especially to females because he cares. He comes from a loving mother, a loving family, and that nature. So, like, he's a wholesome dude. Like, he don't need, he got, his heart is in the right place when it comes to protecting women. Whereas, most people just don't give a fuck. So he's genuinely concerned because this is somebody that he considers a friend. This is somebody that is a friend, the mother to his child's friend. And even though his friend isn't this friend, which is directly the man, Voldemort, is being malicious at time frame, he's genuinely cared about their well-being of their relationship. So he's just more or less trying to be, what do they call this? A liaison. He's trying to be the peacemaker in the situation, trying to get them to understand that that maybe that it's there's a better light at the end of the tunnel, right? So of course, because people are fucking crazy, right? People are crazy. She interprets him trying to be genuinely concerned about her well-being as he's now trying to fuck her and break up their relationship. That he's now trying to hit that spiky melted ice cream cone. Sloppy melted ice cream cone. And break up their happy home. The happy home. Now she claiming now has a CPS case because he's whipping their ass and almost killed her in the house. So of course, guess who hops into the DMs of my man? Motherfucking Voldemort. I knew I couldn't trust you. I knew you was a problem. If next time I see you, I'ma shoot you. I'ma da-da-da. You ain't fucking my girl. We can stay in the family. And I quote, he's like, bro, what are you talking about? 1. 2, I don't want your girl. Like, that was never in the cards for anybody. Like, only you will want your girl. Hell, nobody even wants you. Because you looking like a whole fucking, what's the word for it? Oh, oopa loopa. Like, boy, who decided to have one too many Willy Walking chocolate bars? And how the hell you ain't going to even get that correlation? Oh, because she told me. She told you this? She told you this. He said, I just knew it. I knew I couldn't trust you. Next time I see you, I'm gonna shoot you. Bro, I don't even know why he did that. Because, my ass, I'm genuinely concerned because clearly the drugs and the alcohol don't got to this motherfucking brain. Not the ones he's smoking. Maybe the ones he's smoking on top of the ones he's sniffing. But we don't even fucking know. Clearly, they all got to the brain because in his mind, he thought he was going to shoot my man. That was his plan for that sloppy ice cream. Baby! So like I said, this is a cautionary tale. And sometimes, as much as we like to be good people and helping and enduring, there's some crazy motherfuckers out there. Who work crack crazy, and they would come off like they friendly. They would come off like they genuinely want to help you. They would come off like, ooh, everything on the sun is great. But like I said, no new friends, baby. And I say this with the bottom of my motherfucking heart. Like, no new friends. These niggas iffy, they psychotic, and they on drugs. Especially my motherfuckers. Watch them niggas that be on drugs. Shit, because I'm pretty fucking sure now, like I said. That last couple times, not that first time, not that last time, but that middle time when a bitch was damn near incoherent falling down in the street, like, I ain't never fucking been like that. And a bitch like to mix liquor and smoke blunts back in the day. Like, 20 blunts to be specifically. But, like I said, it was never, that didn't make no sense. So like I'm saying, it's allegedly, but it's allegedly on my part. But in my heart to heart, in the back of my mind, this nigga tried to roofie me and probably succeeded. And was kind of probably mad that he still couldn't get the Boonzang crowd, even if he tried. And the same thing for his girlfriend. She couldn't get no Cali Slum. And they were stuck fucking each other's sloppy, dilapidated bodies. That's probably why they mad. And that was just a meta moment. And I'm gonna end the story with that. Because anybody knows, like, girl, this is why I can't make no new friends. Because that shit was fucking crazy. It was crazy. And over and out.
Stunner shades on tough and I'm scoping. Look good enough to get her, I'm hoping.